problem solving that involves algebraic fractions. So in the first question they're asking us the sum of a number and half the number is 12. Find the number. So what I would recommend when doing these is to write out exactly what you were given. So firstly, the sum means plus. Okay, so we know that there's a plus somewhere in there of a number, and we don't know what that number is, so we're going to essentially call it x. And half the number is 12. So half a number, that's just half multiplied by this number. Do we see that? Half the number, so it's referring to this number, is 12. So that's what it all is. Now we're going to put it into the fraction form because obviously we need to get rid of this 2. So x all over 1 plus, and this simplified would just be, so 1/2 multiplied by x, and everything over x is over 1, right? Everything is over 1. So that would just mean you multiply across, so 2 by 1 gives us 2, and 1 by x gives us x, so x over 2. So that would be the proper form of this in, fraction form. So x all over 2 is equal to 12, and we're just going to put that all over 1, so this is all in a fraction form. Now we have to get rid of this 2. We have to get rid of all denominators, actually. So what factorizing method, well, not factorizing method, what would we do to get rid of the denominators? We would solve. So when solving, what do you essentially do? You need to find the lowest common multiple, which would be 2. So we multiply 2 by all the top. So 2 by x all over 1 plus 2 by x all over 2 is equal to 2 by 12 all over 1. Now we have to just cancel them all out. So 1 goes into 1 one time, 1 goes into 2 two times. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once. 1 goes into 1 once, 1 goes into 2 two times. So now we write out all of this as it looks like. So 2 multiplied by x, so 2 multiplied by x plus 1 multiplied by x is equal to 2 multiplied by 12. And then you solve it out. So 2 multiplied by x would be 2x plus x is equal to 24. So then 3x is equal to 24, and then dividing that would be 3 is equal to 24 all over 3, which would be 8. So therefore we know that the number is 8. Now, if you really want to see, I don't know if I'm getting this right or not, you can verify. How could you verify? Well, you could just slot this in to the formula, and it should give you 12. So 8 plus a half, so we know that 8 over 2 is equal to 12. And if you pop that into the calculator, it'll give you 12. So we know that that is right. That one number is 5 bigger than another number. When 1/3 of the smaller number is added to half the bigger number, the answer is 10. Find the smaller number. Now this sounds like gibberish, but we can break this all down. So from this, we can gather that there are two kind of expressions that we'll be using. So there is a smaller number, and then there is a bigger number. So one number is 5 bigger than another number. So we can get the hint that this is the bigger number. So one number is 5 bigger than another number. We don't know what that other number is. So the bigger one would be x plus 5. So it's bigger than. That would kind of hint us that it's adding. When 1/3, okay, so now we're kind of getting into the fractions. So when 1/3 of the smaller number, so this smaller number would be essentially this one because we don't know what it is. And this number is bigger. Why? Because it's getting added to this number, so therefore it would be bigger. So the smaller number would be x, and the bigger number would be x plus 5. So 1/3 is 1/3 of the smaller number is added to half. Okay, hold up. So 1/3 of this number, okay, of this smaller number is added to 1/2 of the bigger number. So 1/2 of the bigger number is x plus 5. The answer is 10. find the smaller number. So when it says find the smaller number, essentially all you're doing is solving for x, because x is the smaller number. And if you were to know x, you would know what the bigger number is. So do we understand that? One number is 5 bigger than another number. That is the bigger number. And the smaller number would be x. When 1/3 of the smaller number is added to 1/2 of the bigger number, the answer is 10. Now we can put this out in a fraction form. So 1/3 multiplied by x over 1, that's just 3 x all over 3. So x all over 3 plus 1/2 multiplied by x plus 5 all over 1. So that essentially would be 2. We're just multiplying across x plus 5. And then 10 all over 1. So this is the kind of fraction that they are telling us in the worded form. Now all we need to do is just solve. So what is the lowest common multiple? The lowest common multiple would be 6. So we have to multiply 6 by all of the numerators. So 6 multiplied by x all over 3 plus 6 multiplied by x plus 5 all over 2, which would give us 6 multiplied by 10 all over 1. So now we have to cancel all of these out. So 3 into 3 goes in once, 3 into 6 goes in twice, 2 into 2 goes in once, 2 into 6 goes in 3 times, 1 into 1 goes in once, 1 into 6 goes in 6 times. Now we would have to rewrite all of this out. So 2 multiplied by x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5, which would give us 6 multiplied by 10. Now we have to multiply this all out. So 2x plus 3x plus 15, which would give us 60. And now this would just be 5x, and then is equal to 60. And this, putting this over to the other side, would be minus, so minus 15. And that's just 45. So 5x is equal to 45. And then x is equal to 45 all over 5, which would give us 9. So x is equal to 9. So that is what the smaller number is. And now we can just clarify and solve what the smaller number would be and what the bigger one would be. So the smaller would be just simply 9, because the smaller one is x and x is 9. And the bigger one would be 9 plus 5, which is 14. So the smaller number would be 9, because they're specifically asking find the smaller number. So your answer is 9. And that is that. Thank you for watching.